Welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the techniques of broken gift, its execution, some of the things that can go wrong with its execution, some of the things you should know about its execution, and some miscellaneous other stuff. And we're going to start out with that right now. So this is off of a handshake. We won't get into the arguments of whether handshakes are good or bad to do techniques from. We're just going to assume that it starts from a handshake. So one of the things that you need to know about this technique is it's known as the Y technique. Why is it called Y technique? Because of the way we're stepping. We're stepping up, then we step back, and we step back this way. Some people call it the V technique, but most commonly it's called the Y technique, and it's an upside down Y, just for your information. So, it's got my hand, we're grabbing. So what we're going to be doing is this middle knuckle strike. We do it from behind here, and now we're going to do it from the front here. Okay? Now, what you don't want to do is bounce off. Why not? Because all I've done is hit the hand. But I want to get control of this opponent because I have to worry about backup weapons. So in order to do that, what I do is I hit, and then I take my thumb, and I put it on the back of his hand, and then go forward from there. Okay? I don't want to bounce and then re-grab. And you'll see some people like to re-grab this way. There's a problem with that re-grabbing because if we do the rest of this technique and begin to pull, you're at the weakest part of your grab, and they can pull out fairly easily. Whereas if I grab with the thumb and begin to apply it this way, his pull is going to have to go towards where I'm locking to. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your re-grabbing. You actually want to put your thumb on the back of theirs, just like you would do any sort of wrist lock as you go forward. So we go one, as we step forward, we come up and apply pressure with the upper part of our forearm here in order to cancel out their depth zone and cancel out their height zone. I want them up on their tippy toes because I want to exclude that weapon. Because if I don't do that, he's got a punch. Once I begin to apply this, I've now canceled off that left weapon. Now, the other thing to make this even better is I want to use this joint, and I want to use my handshake in order to push towards him. So even if I was to do that without that assistance, you can see that I'm applying that lock. So this is actually a wrist lock sideways as opposed to a wrist lock up and down. Okay? So we step forward onto this first line, make sure we don't straddle the paddle, put our thumb on the, as we do the hit, replace it with our thumb, step in with the grab, lift them up. We use that now to pull them to us. Now there's two ways to do this. Notice how I'm walking away from my hand here. You don't want to do that. I can grab, pull to the angle I want, but I don't have the extra assistance. Just like I could do this without the arm, I could do this without the body. So what we're going to do is what we call third handing. So I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to put it against my body. I'm moving this hand out of the way purposely so you can see it, and then as I step, he has to come with me because I'm using my body as if I was going to do the two hands. So we call that third hand. So now what do I do with this right hand? So from here, as I pull this away, I leave this hand in position so that I can strike from point of origin. So as I begin to step back, he's going to run right into my hand. Okay? I'm hitting with the flat of the hand, but this is a back knuckle into the orbital socket or any side of the face that you feel is necessary that you can hit. But what's going to happen is he's going to pull into it and I'm going to push away. So this is very similar to what we do in trigger salute, where there's a push and a counter with it. But I'm the one initiating that push now. So it's very similar to that. Okay? So we'll start again. Hit, don't bounce, grab, apply the lock, use third handing, step back, pull him into this. Now we're going to spin around from here so that you can see what's going on. So I'm on this part of the Y, so now I need to step to this part of the Y. Again, I could walk away from my hand, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to do the third handing. So when I move, I automatically apply the wrist lock to him, and notice what just happened to his head. So this sets up my right hand or my final strike, and I'm going to hit down. There are a couple different ways I can hit. We already have other techniques that do a punch, so we're not going to do the punch. What we're going to actually do, I'm going to let go, is going to be hitting with this part of my forearm, not the elbow, but the forearm, and it's going to come across the orbital socket in order to break that area of his temple. So let's walk through it again, just from this angle. We do the hit, replace with the thumb, step in, cancel his depth zone and his height zone. Take this, put it to our body, leave the right hand in place, step back, let him walk into that punch, step up to the last part of the Y using My body as a third handing, forearm down into the face, cross out the cover if I wish. Okay, slightly faster so that you can see it without any explanation. Up. Hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.